Hey Kate, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, I think we connected via email.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining the meeting.
Yeah, of course.
You're from IBM, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Great
Nice
to
to meet
have
you.
you. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody for joining the Outreach meeting today, April 17th. To the next slide. We are here as a Outreach Community Rep. We are a community focused on open source license projects, securing data in use, and accelerating the adoption of confidential computing through open collaboration. We welcome everyone's participation and collaboration here at the committee and appreciate you all being here. And antitrust policy for anyone who has any question, feel free to reach out to the Linux Foundation folks here. And we'll go through some of the agenda items. I know some of us has a long running meeting after this call, so I'm going to try and wrap it up earlier if possible. Okay, go to the next slide. All right. Rian, Ben, do we have quorum?
Ben, have you checked? I have not checked yet.
What I can tell, we do not.
No.
I've counted 3, and we need 4. Unless I missed somebody, but I don't think I did.
Okay. We may meet in the middle of the meeting, so we'll see. Okay. Looks like our outreach minute has
So
been...
quick question, if I may, about that, which is, has Red Hat, has Emily officially named an IBM rep, i.e. Rachel, as her designate, as her alternate? If so, we might have.
Yes, you are correct, Mike, and that I will add her to the top. She did yesterday.
Okay, in which case we may be quorate because Rachel is here.
Yep.
If
Hi,
Emily
everyone.
isn't.
All right.
So just to explain, you can have an alternate from someone in the same company as you, or in a company which is which will a subsidiary or whatever. And IBM and Red Hat are partner companies, and therefore Emily can name someone in IBM, i.e. Rachel, as her alternate, and I think she's done that. In which case, we do have another person from a voting member company.
Yeah, I connected with Emily yesterday, and then she said that she will nominate me as her alt.
Cool. And it sounds like she's done that, Rian, yeah?
Yes, Jeff. Thank you very much. Welcome, Rachel. Glad to have you here. And if you have any needs of meeting invitations, communication of any sort,
so does that mean that we can vote on the approval then?
Yes, it does.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
Well,
Back to
okay.
you,
Do
Mike.
we want to vote on the approval of minutes, because we now can, because we are quorate?
I'm sorry. Go back to the slide.
Yeah. We can have a vote on this if you want now, because we are quorate.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Can you explain this to me? I thought this was approved, and how does this work?
Yeah, so we basically, when we have quorum, what we can do is we basically ask for a motion and a second, and then folks vote, and then usually meetings are non-controversial. So they're approved, or if someone hasn't, if someone would like to, they can abstain. But yeah, I can help run the vote if it's helpful.
Yeah, sure. But that's with the assumption that the voting members have a review this minute from last week or last meeting.
And if they haven't, you ask them to either to not vote, or they can ask to review it later and have a meeting another time.
Okay.
Yeah, they're sent out as part of the deck.
We have sent it out, and I have not received any corrections or objections during the week.
All right. For the current voting member that are currently in the meeting today, has any objection or motion to the outreach minute last week or a couple weeks ago? Anyone?
It sounds like you don't have any complaints.
Awesome. Okay, it is approved.
There we go. Woo!
There you go. All right. Now
Perfect.
back to you, Mike.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. So this is something that we talked about last time, and I just want to give people another chance to look at this. This is the Computing Barriers to Adoption document. I'm also going to be talking to the TAC about this. I was unable to do so last time because we had a family medical issue. But this is a document which I'd very much like people to have a look at, and we need to decide what to do with it. I think the general thinking is to use this as a set of work prioritization things, but I think anyone who has a view on it, I'd love to hear their views. And if you're not the right person to look at it, get someone else in your org to do so. That's all fine. So nothing particularly exciting there, but just a reminder. So the only other really major thing on my plate is I spoke with Sal at OSS North America yesterday. We're here in Seattle. It's actually sunny today, astonishingly. That went well. We had a goodly number of people there. Not as many as we'd like, but it's never as many as you like, right? And there is there's some good people there as well. There are also more talks about confidential computing. One today by Kevin Zhao from Linaro, and then at the Linux Security Summit, which is co-located on Thursday, there's one by AMD and Intel together, which is fantastic, and another one, I think, by ARM. So it means that we're just getting visibility, which is fantastic. The other big thing here is that there's a lot of people talking about the XZ or XZ issue, the attempted sort of bring down of that, and opportunities to fix those sorts of things. So there's more talk about trust, there's more talk about supply chain, and obviously there's stories to be told and narratives to be woven about how confidential computing works in that. So that's quite fertile ground for us, I think. So yeah, that's about it.
So quickly touching back on the barriers to adoption briefing note, I saw there are a bunch of comments, and I see a lot of engagement there. Is there any particular section or a particular item that you would like to have the outreach rep to look at?
No, all of it. It was supposed to be a page and a half document and ended up being 9 pages, and I apologize for that. Yeah, I know. I thought it would just be quick. Oh, here they are, but it turned out to be rather longer. Anything. So we've had a few people put lots of comments in. You don't feel you need to comment on everything, but if there's something that you think is interesting or relevant or important, please do so. That's all. Thanks.
Okay. And then for OSS talk, this was the accepted talk from your CFP?
That's right. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for the update. Any questions
Thank
for
you.
Mike? Okay. Mike Barron-Jones wasn't able to attend today, but we also have a Linux research out of office this week. We could not get any updates, but what I'm understanding is that they were looks like the draft report is underway, and it was getting ready for Mike's review. And then I am asking Mike to also bring it to the RH committee so we all can take a look at it. So I think that's what we will be pushing towards regarding the use case report. And for those of you who are new to the RH committee and not quite understanding what this SIG thing is about, so we have 4 different SIG area focusing on different items. So one of the SIG is technical documents. So this SIG, we agreed on tackling the producing a use case report. So we've collected some submissions from member companies. We had, I believe there were 12 companies, I'm not sure. So we had some participation from the member companies to cover their use cases, and we would like to capture that into this report and be able to have it available to share publicly. So that's what the use case report is about. And that's being worked on by LF research team. So they're working with our member companies, conducting interviews and creating the report and everything. So that draft, hopefully we can see it in the next couple of meetings. Anything to add, Rianne, then, that you know of? Nope.
I think that's a good summary. Thanks, Kat.
Okay. All right. Jen, do you want to cover this?
Sure. So, hi, everybody. Just a few updates here to kind of share with you. So the current blog series that we've been doing with Sal is continuing to do well. And at the end of this month, I'll do the updated analytics, but they are doing well. Something that I did yesterday is created cross links in each one of those 4 blog posts to the other 3 blog posts. I want to kind of see if we get people traveling the website a little bit to look at those. So hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit of that insight, if you will, in the end of the April report. The NVIDIA announcement went out yesterday. I was going to actually repost our blog series on Thursday this week. Again, because it is performing well, I want to kind of keep promoting it. So that's kind of what we've got going this week. One of the things Kate and I have talked about is for the monthly email next month or this upcoming month, instead of putting the full copy in the newsletter, we're going to do an intro paragraph for each section and then send them to the website for the full content. Just again, our goal is to try to get more people perusing the site, looking at the content that everybody submits to the site. So I want to try that for a little while and see how that impacts what we're trying to do. The other thing I'd love to talk to this group about, and Mike, you're kind of first on the scene, is I'd like to be promoting the event sessions and event speakers prior to these upcoming events. So Mike, if you would be interested in maybe sending me the deck you presented yesterday or whatever you presented yesterday, I'd be happy to take a first crack at the blog post and have you edit, just to kind of save you some time. But it'd be great if we could also be promoting the upcoming event sessions / speakers for RSA and the CC Summit.
Yeah, perfect. So what's your email, Jen?
It's one word, J Shelby
at
linuxfoundation.org.
Foundation.org. Okay, I'll send you. Do you want a PDF or just like a Google share? I don't mind.
Whatever you got. Happy to deal with whatever you got.
No problem. Got it. Thank you.
Great. And then the other thing I was kind of thinking about a little bit, so I know you're working on the challenges or barriers, but another thought I had that we could maybe have some folks work on with me is just kind of looking at some of the global trends and factors that are driving the growth of this marketplace. As I kind of do my research and start to understand this space more, these areas pop up a lot. Yeah,
this is kind of timely. We've got a GB meeting immediately after this, where I'm going to be talking about whether we should be increasing some of the adding some of those trends to the sort of website and things we talk about. Whether we should be putting AI and and privacy, for instance, as keywords that are peppered through the website, bringing out use cases and stuff like that. Whether we kind of need to think about that. So it's very timely.
Awesome. So happy to work with you on this after you have that call today. But I'd like to kind of keep our messaging fresh and clean, particularly because you do have some upcoming events that we want to be putting a lot of content around the events to help drive interest. So also open to other ideas that you all might have, but that was just kind of one that came to mind just again as I'm doing my own research. And then at the bottom here, sorry, it got a little cut off. In purple are links to the March and February analytics. So anybody needs anything else, let me know.
Yeah, and then everyone know where to submit content, right? So we have actually a content submission form available on the website. So you can submit for blog post request or webinar request or the newsletter content to be included in the newsletter. So all of those are available for you to submit easily through our website. There is a link on the website instead of chasing down Jen's email and my email and all of that. So feel free to leverage that.
Yeah, and worst case, you guys can always just shoot me a Slack and I can put it into the content form. I like to track everything in the content form so that one, I don't lose track of it, and two, we're tracking our activity because I work across 4 or 5 other projects, and it's a great way to keep me organized. So
yeah, and then we're getting really good turnout on the blog series. So really great work there, Jen. And yeah, this is where we kind of wanted to keep on that momentum. So definitely welcome everyone's participation here.
Hi, this is Laura. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, Laura.
Yes. Yay, they fixed my speaker issues. So I had a quick question. I'm new to this, so I apologize that I don't know the answer. But the blog series that we have going, are we posting it on linux.org or the CCC? Are we putting that on LinkedIn? Where are those blogs where are they living?
So they live on CCC. And then every month within the Linux Foundation sends out a newsletter to a very large community. And so in the section for confidential computing, I will list kind of what we've been working on for the month, and that blog series is also there.
And through our LinkedIn and social posts to be amplifying.
Okay, so the way that you get folks to read it is that, through that newsletter, it sounds like. So, okay.
The newsletter, the website, and the social announcements.
Awesome.
So, Laura, what you'll start to see is on the Slack channel. When I do a social post, I put the links in on the Slack channel for folks to amplify.
Great. Thank you.
You bet.
All right. Any other question or comment? If not, Pawan, do you have an update for us?
So the last the TAC meeting, I sort of had like 10 minutes at the beginning to just do a plug again for demos. What Dan did send over is a list of current webinars where the products are, or not products, but the teams that are working on the projects have already done a intro and sort of a demo of things. So Dan was asking if we could reuse some of that in lieu of new content. So I started putting that together in the document that I started as well. So I think that's one resource we have, but I'm still waiting to hear back from the projects on how they would want to. Yeah.
Is there anything that is ready to go? Like,
so there are old webinar videos, and there is one from Grameen that Dan pointed to me day before yesterday that I'm chasing down. That might be ready. Is it for a specific conference, Kate?
Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to understand because there are virtual, webinar video capturing the demos, as well as is there demo that we can take it to an event, right?
So I think as part of a talk, what my plan was, if we can ask the demo creators to sort of have the project members to sort of have the same demo captured, not in the form of a webinar, but if it's the same demo, if they could create a video of it and a link to a repository that had the instructions to run the demos, I think that would be the best one to go. So I'm pinging the teams. I haven't heard back yet, so nothing ready yet.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Do you think that could be viewed on our website?
They're already up on
Stored
our
on the
website.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, but it's sort part of a webinar, but not just a demo.
Got it. Right.
So I think that's what I'm trying to see, if we can strip them out, or if we can ask the project teams to sort of record something separate from what the webinar is, a similar content, but it's
Right.
standalone and more focused on the demo.
Right. I'm not sure if would it be helpful if we created like separate category with the demos, like compiling the demos,
Yeah.
showcasing the projects, and
I
things
think
like
that makes more sense. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning to Dan as well. He said this could be a start, but I think it would be more useful if sort of we have a page where you have a demo and a
Yeah.
video, and also a repo to sort of reproduce the demo. That was my request
Yeah,
to the project teams. Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Great progress there, and let us know how we can help. And Jen's here, manages our website, so she'll be able to help with reorganizing the website and how to create the space for demo repository, if you will. We just want to make sure these all make sense, and whatever we have it live on the website, it's adding value and bringing more traffic to the website.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And the second one, I know it's hard to visualize. Rian, if you can maybe click on the link on the second one. So we had several folks review this document. Just a quick reminder, this was the document that Pawan authored, creating so that we have this, resources available for any member companies to share with the external parties or customers, end users, whatnot. So this document unfortunately, was kind of lost in the stack during the holiday season, so it never got to be published. So what we're asking is to do a quick review if all the information is current and up to date, that nothing is stale, although it's been 4 months. So that's what we are asking. The link would be here on the agenda. So if you could do a quick review, we would very much appreciate that. And what we would do, we would beautify this document, Jen, with the creative agency, and then maybe we'll publish it, or however you want to do it, Jen. We'll publish it on the website.
Yeah, I think I'd love to have a creative team create a cover page and kind of maybe some other things just to make it a little more attractive to read. Depending on kind of what's happening on the event side, they're going to need a little time. So if you guys could give me maybe a week before or 2 weeks before.
Yep.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
And I would have thought that RSA was a good target for this. So there's that.
Yeah, I was just about to say RSA might be a good target, especially, I mean, one of the targets was also analysts who are looking at new technologies just to understand and navigate confidential computing. So I agree with Mike. RSA would be a good candidate. don't exactly remember the dates for RSA. I think it's next month, but
It is
May
it's beginning of
6th.
next month. Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's possible to get something next week, or I don't know if that's too soon for you, but
I think
Well, I
that's
think
doable. This is already
yeah,
done document. We just need a quick, few more eyes to look at, scan the document.
it was quite well reviewed a while ago. We just checked. We've just made some minor changes to update, and I think that it's very close to go in this version.
great.
All right. Anything else, Pawan?
So I started another blog, but now that I know of the content form, I can submit there instead of doing it ad hoc. So I'll just submit a request there.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. We have Lara.
Yes, so regarding events, we already talked a lot in the other 6. However, yeah, the upcoming ones are Pet Summit series. So unfortunately for the one in North America, it's exactly on the same days as RSA, so we won't do much there. However, we also have the APAC in Singapore on July 16th. And we have a lot of different opportunities to participate as speakers there. So we will send out a form to submit as speaker. We have 4 different options. One is more like simple, well, not simple, but classic speaker presentation. And then we have a CCC hosted panel. Also, panel participation on protecting privacy in AI models. And finally, also the possibility to present in a roundtable, which is more, open-ended regarding data economy and in identifying challenges and use cases. So if somebody is located in the APAC region, we would be very glad, for you to fill out the form. Then going back to RSA, the content submission form has already been sent, and I believe the deadline is in 2 days for content submission. Content meaning either video or slideshows or even a demo. I also personally have to submit still from Edgeless. But yeah, I won't be there, but I think Kate, Mike, and Sal will be there. And perhaps, Mike, you can talk more about the book signing. I'm not sure if there's any to-dos there.
Yeah, there is a to-do. We need to make sure it's going to happen. If so, we then need to speak to my publisher and decide who pays for the books. But that needs to happen fairly soon because, as we know, it's not that far away.
Mike, what is the deadline for that to happen?
I don't have a specific deadline. I think it's they like a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. So we don't have a lot of time.
No.
By the way, so we got a interest from Anjuna, actually interested in perhaps having you at their booth for you to talk about your book. For other member companies who are exhibiting at RSA, I did include it in my reminder email, but if you all are planning on, oops, I just spilled my cup. I'm so sorry.
Oh
no. If your booth has a theater session or some sort of like speaking section available, we would love to take 15 minutes and have Mike to show up with his book and talk about it and do a book signing and giveaway right after that. And book signing and giveaway will be available at CCC booths in general, but we would like to go to where our members are and talk about this as well. Just FYI, I extended our deadline for RSA till 25th. So Rian, if you go to the next slide, we compile, thank you so much, Rian, for putting all of this together. We compiled all the submission, call for proposals, where to submit for which conference. All the details are in this form. Okay.
Yes.
I'm
please
gonna
use-
go clean my coffee, but Lara, go continue.
Yes, I mean, then we only have, I believe, the OSS summit to talk about, since, I mean, so the forms are all there. So we expect people to submit. And then there's the mini summit we are organizing, and yeah, we believe by sending out the form, yeah, that we should be able to have enough submissions to reorganize the summit as last year. I see also here perhaps the book signing. I'm not sure, yeah, about that, to be honest, for the CC summit.
Laura, anything else about events updates?
No, personally, I don't think. Yeah, so we are organizing the mini summit, and then on the side, also the CC summit. I don't know if Kate, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think the submission form on the next slide is, it would be very helpful for all the members to kind of keep track of what's open and where to submit for what content. I did hear from several members that I talked to separately. They were interested in participating in these speaking slots. So hopefully you take advantage of this opportunity and, submit the speaker information. Some of these are open for the free form. So for CC Summit and the OSS Mini Summit, all those are up to you. You submit your own title and abstract, what the topics that you would like to talk about. So there's a great flexibility there. And Pet Summit is, we kind of preset the topics. So we're basically looking for speakers to be participating in these activations. So that's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, I think the expectation is that I'll be moderating, and I promise to be nice to people. So,
yeah,
come on.
Please do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Lara. Okay, this one was then from conversation. So for those of you don't know, recently Ben and I worked together. We actually faced some budget challenge. We ended up draining all our budget for the first half event activation that we have committed so far. And we did not have any buffer for the rest of the year. So we did go over our budget. Ben, I don't know if you have the slide that you had presented to the GB, but we did assessment. We requested for adding 130K into outreach budget. The biggest reason being is that we have increased our event presence by almost 50% this year. And the budget we have set last year for this year was not really accurately assessed. It was more of, we carried on what was set for 2023 into 2024. So it wasn't set accurately, first of all. And secondly, we have increased significantly the engagement this year. So that resulted in the budget increase, and we have passed that just a couple weeks ago. So that's a good news. But from there, of course, you can imagine we have a lot of questions to talk about. Okay, how are we measuring the success of our event participations? Because we spend majority of our budget goes towards events, sponsorship or whatnot, and traveling for sure too. And so how can we make sure that we are measuring the success and actually being able to accurately evaluate for the next year's participation? So this is not, this is the open discussion, kind of kicking it off we don't have to solve it today, but I wanted to keep this into your ears. And I wanted to work on this with all of you because it is important. And we all set this event list to commit to some of the lists that we have, invested. So let's work together on creating the foundation and structures and KPIs and metrics so that we are well set for this year and also being able to year on year track for the upcoming years. Any thoughts or reaction?
Yeah, just one thought. Kate, when do you want to have kind of the KPIs for events set?
It should be as soon as possible, but I want to tackle this from a strategic angle because it is going to be affecting all of the events. And so I want it to be sustainable so that we are tracking the right information for the upcoming year one too. So the information that we're tracking should be meaningful. So I want to approach it so that, it is reusable for upcoming year. The data only makes sense if it's tracked for year over year and, tracking the growth and whatnot. So it needs to be same items or whatnot, but there needs to be thoughts involved into setting those. So I don't know how to best facilitate this. Maybe Lara, Ben, and I can take a stab on, drafting a structure, and then we can bring back to the committee, and we can perhaps get some buy-in from, the member companies to participate in creating these KPIs.
Yes, for sure. I mean, first thought would be that normally, since normally from a company standpoint, I think leads would be the key metric. However, since we don't really, have like selling something, of course, that's not the most important KPI, but still possibly relevant. Because all the other metrics such as reach and general awareness are quite high, harder to keep track of, which is kind of what we do to bring awareness to confidential computing. I mean.
Yep. So, okay, let's do that. Let's maybe take it offline, Lara, Ben, and I, and we will probably, we can create some skeleton structure, and then we can have everyone to have something to react to. Okay?
Yes.
Next slide. Do we have Sal?
I haven't seen them this morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mike,
Sol is at the summit and not at the meeting today.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, I know, Mike, you mentioned Sal might be, it might not be so sustainable for Sal to join every outreach meeting. How do you envision Sal's involvement at the outreach?
I think we need to work on that. We're still having conversations, so we'll get back to you.
Okay, got it. Okay, I think that's all we had. Is there anything else, Rhian?
No, from our side, nothing else, unless somebody else want to raise something.
Yeah, I have a question. So, Kate, for the upcoming content submission for RSCA or RSAC, right? And then it was mentioned to me that IBM is participating. So I'm just curious, like, who you have connected with before, so I can better coordinate from my side.
For IBM, I did reach out to somebody. I believe it was you, right?
Okay, yeah, just wanted to make sure. Other than me, like, who else have you previously connected with?
Right. I will dig in and then let you know, but I believe it was you.
If it's only me, then that will be much easier from my end.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And
Okay.
so, Rachel, the offer of a book signing, if Angelina doesn't want to do it, or if you want to do it, we can negotiate. So if that sounds like an interesting thing, please shout.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I already shared that with my go-to-market team the first time Kate and I connected. So we should have something to submit.
Lovely job.
That's great. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Awesome. Anyone else? Perfect. We got a little break from before the
Go
noon
get yourself
meeting.
some more coffee and try not to
I
spill
know.
this one.
I know. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, folks. Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
Kate.
much. Bye-bye.
Everyone. Bye.